So if you look on eBay for video game consoles, there's seriously like, I don't know, half a dozen analog MTs that sold for $1,500 or something.
That's insane.
Oh my god.
Should have bought one.
I know, but I don't understand why they're still so high now that they've announced the Mini.
I don't know.
Just a collectible thing?
I guess people must want them.
I don't know why they want to pay that much money for them.
Too bad I wasn't selling them for $1,500. Huh?
Well, you've got the rarest one of them all.
Yeah, I got the purple one.
You get hard up for money, man.
I don't think that'll happen. Hopefully. Those are some big ass screws. They're like wood screws.
Yeah, they are. But they're not security bit.
Nope.
Uh oh. Miss one?
Nope. I think I did. Nope. Oh. It's just caught around the plugs. So you gotta like go up and then forward. There we go. It's like a puzzle, huh? Like that puzzle where you have to get the rings off the horseshoes.
Oh yeah. It's funny you mention that because my brother-in-law loves those kind of puzzles, right? Mm-hmm. He hands me that one and I had it done in 2 seconds. He's like, what the fuck?
PCIe connector is what that is. PIC. That is a Pt2 MX 220F032. What that is. I think it's in here. Had that like headlamp thing. Since the lighting in here is so rotten, I haven't had a chance to fix it. None of this would work. Yeah, Pt2 MX 220F032. D-I/PT. It's a wind bond flash part. 25Q80. That's CM 2020 there. Regulators. Spartan 6. 27 mega squirts crystal. HC. Oh, that's an HC240. 3 of them. Really? Those aren't even level translators. PCM 1808. I'm gonna make a little list. It's for fun.
That video light is glaring.
Yeah.
Wasn't the first prototype, wasn't this board
It was soldered. It was soldered. I suggested that you should socket it so it doesn't break off when people are plugging carts in and out.
Yeah. Or just if the 72-pin connector gets messed up.
True. Well, I guess he's having some problems with the 72-pin connectors.
Oh.
With not working with certain cartridges for some reason. Oh yeah. Here, we'll do that in a minute. Do this real quick.
Want me to read them off to you?
Yeah, if you want. That pick, it's a pick 32MX something. Pick 32MX.
220F032D.
032D dash I/P.
I/PT.
I/PT.
/PT.
Yeah. Yeah, what about U51? Can you find it? '52 is one of the level translators, I think. There may not be a U51 either.
There is.
There is. Is it one of those regulators? Or is it that?
Probably.
What is it?
I might need the loop.
Well, I got two sizes.
Which one's 10?
5 and 10, this one. Which chip is it? Is it a regulator?
This light sucks.
Any problem? Shine
Winbond.
it at an angle?
Winbond 25Q.
25Q.
Looks like 80BV SIG.
Okay. Yeah, I would believe that. U52, I think, is one of the level translators, which is over here somewhere. They're like HC 245s or 240s or something.
Yeah, HC 240.
HC 240. What about U53? Same thing.
Don't see it.
Let's see. 53. I don't know why they're labeled like that. That's weird, isn't it? The part numbers are all like kind of random. Yeah, you're right. I don't see it. I see a U54, which is another 240.
Sure, there's nothing on the bottom.
There is, but I don't think there's any chips on the bottom. I think it's just caps. I saw a picture of it.
You care about all the numbers above HC 240?
No. So what about after U54?
Let's see, a 55.
55.
HC 245.
Uh-huh. Is there a U56? Well, I guess you can just read off all the chips and I'll just type the numbers in and sort.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
I got a U58.
Okay. What is it?
PCM 1808.
Okay, I know what that is. Okay. That's an audio A to D converter.
Let's see. You got U44.
U44.
CC861.
CC861. What is it?
Texas Instruments.
Package.
Slope 24.
Let me see it. Oh, I know what that is. That's a level translator. Okay. I suspect there should be like 2 of those.
U41 is the same thing.
Yeah, I thought there should be 2 of them.
It's a 861, didn't I?
Yeah.
U43, the FPGA.
What is it?
XC6SLX9.
6SLX9.
Yeah. With the rest?
Yeah.
TQG 144.
Uh-huh.
BIV 1549.
Uh-huh.
D51 59 157A.
Okay, that's probably enough. I think the BIV is good enough. Okay, next.
Did we do 55? Yeah.
Yeah, I did 55.
49? Yeah, we did that one, didn't we?
We didn't do 49.
It's an HC240.
49 and HC, another 240? Okay.
U65.
Okay.
HC157.
Okay. Multiplexer, dual 4-to-1.
67.
Okay.
HC08.
Quad 2 in AND gate.
Seventeen's a regulator.
I'll just put regulator, because, well, it's easy just to measure the voltage out of it with a meter. Easier than trying to decode the part number.
15's a regulator.
Okay.
Did you get U50?
U50, that's the pick.
Yeah. You already got that written down?
Yeah.
Okay. U11.
Don't have it.
CM2020?
Yeah, that's the HDMI driver, redriver. Uh-huh.
I think that's all of them.
What about this one? U68. This one.
Yep.
And what about that one?
Yep.
I was gonna say, I thought there was some more chips on there. You might not be able to read it.
ZZ5PA?
ZZ5PA, okay. Yeah, it's usually on parts that small that are, it's like a manufacturing code.
Uh-huh.
What about the other chip? What U is that?
57.
57?
Looks like OCJ.
Yeah. I think that's 3.3. That's the regulator I'm using. I think it is. I think that is the regulator I'm using on the high def board.
Yeah, I was trying to look up those codes when we were looking at the Retron.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm. You just kind of have to have an intuition of what it is, you know what I mean?
Where did that come from?
What? Not funny. You know,
That's awesome.
yeah, parents got it for me. They found it at like a art fair or something. And now you see it. Now you can make one.
They went to town on that green paint, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had that thing for quite a while.
I wonder where they got this board from.
It's a hard drive board. Then they,
Why they didn't use that one.
Yeah,
Can't see that one. So.
Yeah, they cut it down. See.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a hard drive board. They just drilled a hole through the motor and put the clock mechanism in there. And that's all she wrote. What are D1s for? I've been wondering that. Been wondering what D1 is for this whole time. I have a theory. What's this diet?
How about get another silky pop? Want one?
Nah, I'm good. That diode does. Different.
Got on video now.
Had to recap that thing about 5 years ago.
Oh yeah?
The cap's all dried out in it, so it got like silent. You could barely hear it. Yeah, that doorbell's interesting. That doorbell is how I discovered the Dr. Demento radio show.
Really?
Yeah.
What? How?
Well, I had put it together. It was a Heathkit doorbell, and so you just assemble it and put it in the enclosure and all that. So I was testing it, and I put my finger on the audio amplifier. If you put your finger on an audio amplifier, sometimes you can pick up AM radio stations.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Oh yeah. So I was listening to like the Dr. Demento show, holding my finger on the amplifier.
Wow.
And I was like, "Wow, that's hilarious!" So then I went over to my radio and tuned through the dial and found it.
This was here.
Yes, I was here, like 88 or 80. Yeah, 88, late 88.
Huh.
Not funny.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
So did you start listening to it regularly?
Yeah, I recorded it some.
I wonder if there's a repository of those somewhere. Probably gotta be.
There's some. I got a lot of the music. If you want some of the music, I got like albums worth.
I wouldn't. I don't think I've ever heard it. I wouldn't.
Oh,
even know
really?
what's on it. Probably crazy stuff that I'm not interested in. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. They call it novelty records or comedy.
Yeah.
Some of it's pretty funny. Yeah, good old PCIe connector. I like those. Those are nice connectors. It's a really nice, sure connection, and they are really cheap too. You can't get a connector that ain't cheaper and that's that good. So.
Well,
I
speaking
like
of sure connections on those, I'm not getting sure connections on my computer.
Oh,
my
really?
new computer.
Really?
And the kid that built it, man, he was terrible. And apparently, he didn't have the correct standoffs on the motherboard.
Uh-huh.
So when you insert a card, the motherboard flexes.
Oh.
And of course, the bracket hits,
Uh-huh.
and it's not all the way inserted. And I was like, "What in the hell is going on here?" It was awful.
I got standoffs for those if you need them. I got about 5 different models. My computer parts, my computer hardware container. I guess he did the same trick I was doing with the CIC reset. So that one game runs. World Championship. You know what I mean? Nintendo World Championship. That won't work on a top loader.
Oh, right.
It's because of the reset line, the CIC reset line. If you hook it up, then it'll work. Yep, it's right next to data line 4. I like how they're all labeled too, all the signals. So that makes life easy.
What? Well, how would you restore it on a top loader though? You wouldn't, would you?
You could run a wire to the reset.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's a positive or negative reset though, but I think it could be done. Could be done.
I still want to make one of those.
What?
The
World
card,
Championship.
The card itself.
Yeah, I was a poor dork that reverse engineered it originally.
Yeah, I've studied your page for a while. And I was like,
Yeah. Well, we released it like on the news groups. You know, no one knew who released it for a long time. Yeah, it was like kind of like a secret release type thing. I guess secret squirrel release. Yeah, I had one of the gold cartridges, and it was like, you know, it was like worth like $2,000 at the time. You know, I could have bought it off the guy. I didn't really have $2,000 to spend. I probably should have. They're worth a lot more than that now.
Yeah, almost 10 times that.
Mm-hmm. That's insane.
What year was that?
2001 or 2002.
Really?
Mm-hmm. A long time ago. I used Copiness to dump it. I took the board out of the case. I have a scan of the board I made somewhere. I could probably find it.
Well, they're posted on your site, aren't they?
This isn't.
Oh.
But I put the board in the scanner and scanned both sides of it just for fun, just to have it. And then I traced the board out with the meter like usual and wrote up the document and wrote a plugin for Copiness and dumped it. All she wrote. And I had someone that writes an emulator help me, you know, implement the mapper on the emulator, and we tested it just to make sure it worked. Yeah, that was fun. Those were fun days dumping games that hadn't been dumped before, and, you know, figuring out how they worked. That was pretty fun.
Did you measure that?
Oh yeah. Looks like 87.5 millimeters. That gives me 35, which is what it should be. It's 36 pins. So it is indeed 2.5 millimeters pitch. So that's good to know. There you go.
It's very curious.
Mm-hmm. No, he had that made, I'm pretty sure, going by that.
I didn't know that. I just wonder who did it, because
I have no clue.
the one that the blinking white wind people had made looks like it could almost replace the one in the top loader.
Uh-huh, that's what you said.
I want one so bad, but I'm not taking one of mine apart.
What, the stinking light wind?
Yeah.
You're not taking it apart?
Because I don't know how good the pads are on the PCB. I might ruin a bunch of them just trying to...
Who cares? Just buy one to trash.
Yeah.
Or are they expensive?
Well, see, that's the whole thing is...
Or are they still hard to get?
No, they're not, but they replaced a bunch of them because they were they had too much grip on them.
Oh, they had a Vulcan Death Pinch grip.
So I was like, hey, can I get one of the ones that you aren't going to sell?
Uh-huh.
And I never heard back from any of them.
No, that sucks.
I guess I can start posting on their Facebook page or something.
I was going to do a few tests too with it open. See what voltages it runs on. I have a good idea, but I was just curious.
Is that the duct fan spinning up?
No, it runs. Yeah, did you hear it?
Yeah, it's spinning up.
Yeah, it runs all the time, but when the air conditioner kicks on, it speeds up.
How does it know?
It doesn't. It's just the air
Oh, I see.
going through. No, it's just caps, yeah. See, I don't like this. I do not like that.
Me neither.
I don't like that at all. Looks like it was designed for a connector. But yeah, this point-to-point stuff I don't like. Well, that's the only thing though. Everything else, I mean, that's no problems here. Yeah, we learned that lesson at work. Not to have loose wire soldered to a circuit board. We learned at work because it has some problems with it.
What do you think about them tabs sticking out for the controller ports though?
What, these?
Mm-hmm.
I think those are okay. The plastic seems to lock them in. And I noticed this. There's our ribs right here.
Yeah. Well, I just meant it looks like it add a lot of
side load.
Well, a lot of size to the manufacturing of the board too.
Oh yeah, you're right. It does. That's true.
But if you're gonna separate, you'd have to have a connector or something.
Yeah, I don't know what you would do on that. Yeah, you could have a flex circuit or something. But you're right. That would make the board more expensive.
But would it make the PCB fab less expensive to cover
to do that versus the other way? I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know.
Could do like you originally did the cart connector board and just have some solder jumpers.
Well, I saw that on the prototype. The controllers were separate and they were wired in.
Were they? So he must have decided to go that
Yeah.
way.
Well, I'd go this way. You know, the last thing you ever want to do is solder wires. You know?
Well, for cost.
Yeah, for cost. I mean, the last thing you'd ever want to do is solder wires, you know. So everything I design, like at work or even at home, is no wires, you know.
So I wonder if those probably came with that blue connector, right? So
yeah, but
why would you just make one of those connectors that bites into the wire?
Yeah. Oh, like an IDC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that must have been labor intensive and kind of expensive. But yeah, overall, it's not that bad. Does the trick.
Is the USB port all surface?
Yes. It probably has plastic pegs on it for input and, you know, extraction, but there's nothing to prevent this going on.
Yeah.
The teeter-totter.
It doesn't have the metal pegs soldered through?
No, they're just on pads. So what ends up happening is when that connector's in there and you press down, it goes like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It goes like this, and it teeter-totters on this
the back of it off
plastic.
first,
Yeah, and it just snaps it right off. So like if you take a phone apart, what they do is they put plastic right here, and usually on the sides too. So the connector is actually locked in on all the sides.
Right.
So that way, that teeter-totter, you know, snapping effect cannot happen, because when you're pushing down, it's pushing the connector up against this plastic, or, you know, the plastic that would be there.
Well, so what's the point of recessing it like that?
Which,
This whole area is recessed from the back and the top.
I think it's just to make it look nice, I guess. There really is no
Well,
reason.
for that, I would see maybe that's why he recessed
Yeah,
it.
there's really no reason other than that. It does shroud the connection somewhat. So, yeah. Well, the original, the top loader's like that too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it. It hides the connectors a little bit. So when you're looking at it, you don't see connectors sticking out. After all that, we never actually played it.
Were you gonna poke around on it?
Oh yeah, I wanted to check voltages real quick, and then we can put it back together.
No, I'm in no rush. I already put up the USB cord.
Yeah, I wanted to play a game on it. And didn't play a game on it. Saw the menu. I see the issue with those games that have connection problems. Okay. like U17 is. This stuff isn't grounded.
Move the camera and now I can see as your back.
Haven't done anything interesting yet. What the hell? This stuff isn't grounded? Why not? You're supposed to ground that stuff. The shells of all these connectors aren't grounded. So these aren't grounded. By the looks of it. So this is ground here. It's ground on the chips. But this isn't grounded. That's supposed to be grounded. This is supposed to be ground. And this should be grounded. So they're just floating. Naughty, naughty. It looks grounded. HDMI, it isn't grounded though, and then this isn't either. Huh. I wonder why those aren't grounded. No wonder I wasn't getting any readings at all. So 1.2 volts for U17. U15 is 3.3. So I know that switching regulator's got to be 5. No, the switching regulator wouldn't be 5 volts because it's running 5 volts off of the. Oh, is that might be a power switch? No, I don't know what that chip does. It's 3.3 also. Oh, that's probably is that U57? Probably analog and digital 3.3 maybe. Something like that. I don't know if these are 3.3 or if they're 5 volt. I assume they're 5 volts. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if that's what U68 is. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. So that's what U68 is. power switch. It's probably the same one that I've been using on other things. Interesting. So U68 here turns the power on and off to the cartridge in the 5 volts, it looks like, if I had to guess. Poor man's fine edge probe, yeah. I couldn't find a piece of wire kicking around. Yeah, that's what it seems that chip is. It may not be. Maybe it's something else. I guess. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So it might be this chip is the power switch. Assume that. Oh yeah, I think it is that one. Okay, that might be a regulator U68, or it's an. Oh, you know what? Maybe an inverter too. Okay. Something. Ground. Fortunately, it's conveniently labeled. Oh, it's 5 volts. Oh, 2 of those pins are connected to 5 volts. I'm not sure what that chip is. One side's connected to ground. It's connected to lots of grounds and ground there, ground, power. So then this pin is the only one that doesn't connect to ground and power. Maybe a reset generator. CA12? Oh, CA12. Let me think about that. Why is that on CA12? Yeah. That's interesting. Oh. Huh. I don't know what that chip does. It's not a regulator though. It's some logic chip or something. It's just a CPU A12. One of the pins goes right to the FPGA. It's like a logic gate, some kind. What it does, I don't know. Okay. Guess that's pretty much about it. So this is the in. So this should be connected. That's interesting. Okay, so that's connected to the power switch. So yeah, orange is the 5 volts in, must be from the connector. My poor man's probe. Yep. Okay. So power comes in, goes through the switch into this 3.3 volt regulator, which goes into this 1.2 volt regulator. So this 3.3 volt regulator powers all of the PIC and the flash ROM, FPGA. So the 3.3 runs FPGA, PIC, flash ROM. Then looks like trying to figure out what turns the power on, you know what I mean? Because the 5 volts is not connected to the chips. Or is it? No, the 5 volts is not connected to the chips. So what turns it on? I thought it was U68 that turned it on, but it doesn't appear to be. Well, there's not a lot left. So how does 5 volts get from the USB to the guts? That's the question I don't know the answer to.
Did you ever figure out D1?
No, I didn't actually. It's not what I thought it was. I thought it was like a protection diode, but it doesn't appear to be. Oh, wait a second, I got a theory here. Isn't there 2 5-volts on the NES, or is there just the one on the NES cart?
Just one, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just the one. There's 2 grounds.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 5-volts on the Famicom, though. That is very weird. Oh well. Buffalo.
So the carts are running off 5-volt?
Yeah. But the thing I can't figure out is how it gets there. You know what I mean?
I thought maybe he was running them off of 3.3.
No, that wouldn't work.
I thought it would.
Nope.
Somebody said it would.
I don't think so. Not very well. I bet a lot of games wouldn't work. The power packs and stuff wouldn't work if you did that. I think it's this chip. It has to be it. I think it's U57 doing it. It's got it. No, that's 3.3. Huh. I don't know what the heck U57 is doing. Other than 5 volts hooks up to one side and 3.3 hooks up to the other. Or does it? Well, it's the input. Yeah, 3.3 connects to L1 here. Interesting. Oh, well. Yeah, so this is the input here. But the input doesn't go to U57 like I thought it would have. Unless U15's a FAT. This one might be. I don't think it is. Huh. There's no way that's how that works. At least I wouldn't think. There's no way. I think U57 looks like it's a boost regulator. How the hell would that work? It takes 3.3 volts and boosts it up to 5.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. I mean, I don't see anything else.
That's the 5 volt from the USB cord not good enough.
If it droops or whatever, you know, it won't be 5 volts. Huh. Sure what it looks like. What's the part number on that? Let's see if I can find it. U57. OCJ. That sounds familiar for some reason.
What are the 6 pads on the back for?
Programming the pick, I assume. If I had to guess. Yeah, I saw those too. Maybe programming the flash also. So that is a 6-pin QFN is what that is. Or DFN, sorry. 6 DFN. I'm not sure which version of a DFN it is, but that is what it is. There's like a billion different kinds of DFN. So it's an output that's 5 volts. Fixed 5 volts because I didn't see any resistors. Step up. Point 2 amps, 0.5 amps, something like this. Let's see what that looks like. I think I found it.
Does the data sheet have the codes?
Those codes, yeah, it does. Just confirming the pinout here. I think the inductor goes to that middle pin. Pin 5? No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pin 3 is the output. Pin 3 is out. Which in this case, it looks like it's, maybe in, yeah, sometimes it's hard to find the output, or the code. Like in the back. Yeah, right here. A lot of times it's in, oh yeah, OCJ. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Right there it is. It's a TPS 61240 is what that is. TPS 61240 DRV. Oh. Now that works. So it's a TPS 61240. Yep, that's it right there. They called it WSON. So I can confirm that's what that is. Here, I'm going to get a piece of wire. I bet if anybody watches this, he'll be laughing his ass off. Me trying to figure out how the hell this thing works. That's fun,
No,
actually.
they've already gave them some pointers.
Yeah, I like reverse engineering. It's fun. It's cool seeing how someone else, does this stuff.
But do you know why you use the boost?
No. Well, other than, like I said, with that, the voltage drop of the cable and stuff. Pin 1 is ground, like they say. Pin 2 is V out, which should be 5 volts. And 3 is also connected to V out. 3 is feedback, correct. 4 is enable, and that's connected to the 3.3, I see it. 5's got to be the inductor, and 6 has to be V in. 5 is inductor, 6 is V in, so that's the part. It's a boost regulator. I never would have guessed that. I never ever would have guessed in a million years that this would have had a boost regulator in it. That poor little 3.3 volt regulator. Man, that thing's got to carry the load for all that stuff. Okay. I guess that's pretty much everything. I know how it all works now. I want to look up that CM 2020. HDMI TX port PI physical interface. CM 2020-OOTR. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Oh, protection and interface device. So the only thing I don't know what it is what U68 is. It appears to be like a logic chip of some kind. It may just be like an AND gate. Let's see what the part number is on it. I think you figured out what it said. ZZ5PA. I'm going to say it's an AND gate. Or an OR gate. I don't think it's a stock photo of a boy child biting his fingers, is it?
I hope not.
It doesn't really matter. I'm guessing it's just he's buffering. He probably didn't have enough IOs on the level translators or something. So that's my guess. May not be right. But it's on CA12 for whatever reason. Oh wait. Oh, CA12 is the PPU. Yeah. It's not the CPU, it's the PPU. The CPU is called P, probably for program, and C for character. Isn't that nice how that's like reversible? P for program, C for character, P for PPU, and C for CPU.
Mm-hmm.
In my FPGA NES, P is PA and CA or PPU and CPU address. So it's like this is like opposite. That's what threw me off. I was like, wait a second, the address lines aren't in order. And oh yeah, that's the PPU. Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure what that's doing, other than I think it's just buffering one of the signals for some reason. But that's how it works. So there is a boost regulator in here. I never ever would have guessed that. Now the fun part, can I get it back together?
Did you get another 2 screws in the front?
What?
Did you take 2 screws out of the front? Did you get them back on?
What?
The motherboard?
Yeah, I put there's 4 screws on the motherboard.
Right.
It goes back together a lot easier than it comes apart. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's easy. That's just the taking apart that isn't so easy. Yeah.
One of the other niggles I heard was putting a cart in was kind of
hard. It has like a Vulcan death grip on it.
well, like just lining it up.
Oh yeah,
Setting it.
I heard that too. Here, we'll give it the old try and see what happens. Designed in California. I put designed in Indiana on some of my boards. Yeah, it's because like Microsoft and Apple put that stuff on there, so I always thought it was funny. It's like, you know, like the Microsoft or product. It says, you know, designed in Redmond, Washington by H-1B imported employees, made in China. You know. So I always found that amusing. Okay, so we want the big one, which is you. And the power plug very, very gingerly. Go. Yeah. But see, the problem I see is because pressing down on it, if you go like this, you lift it up and that cable's caught under something, that'll snap it right off. So, yep, still turns on. Should I go right for the jugular power pack? Which is only fitting. Oh, that's not too bad. The cartridge does not seat very far into that connector though.
That's why I was wondering if it was the DigiKey one, because it's also got that weird pin, you know?
No, we know it's not because of the spacing. Spacing's right. Now we wait 10 seconds for that monitor to figure out if it's going to work or not. Ah, there we go.